Well, welcome fellow travelers, your traveling buddy here, coming to you today from Leslie, Michigan. And I'm out here in a cemetery called Woodland Cemetery. And there's a famous person that's buried out here. I'm out here with, you're up ahead of me right now, Michigander man right up there, and Allie. We come up here, we're up here looking for the creator and inventor of the chef that created Creamofwheat. So we're gonna go out and find his grave. So travel with me, will you? Like I said, this is Woodland Cemetery right here in Leslie, Michigan. And we've been wanting to come out here and look this guy up before we found out that he's buried out here. The guy that created Creamofwheat is actually buried out here. I learned about this not too long ago. Me and Rob did. It was like, really? We never even knew that. It's a pretty nice little cemetery. Some old graves out here too. Look at that. That's a Civil War one right there, I think. Alfred Leach. COC 9 Michigan Infantry. Yeah, that's an old one. It's a quiet little town. I've been in Leslie many times. And there's a crow screaming at me. What are you trying to tell everybody, crow? Subscribe to the Traveling Buddy? Well, I appreciate it. The unusual tombstones here. Look at, just a bunch of rocks stacked up with a plaque on there. Died in 1939. Horace Herdrick, William DeSalle. I've never seen tombstones like that. Check out this tombstone here. Look at this guy, must have worked for the railroad. There's a train on there. March 26, 1929. Wow. Look at that, even got a little angel on there. Oh, look at that little frog. Oh, this one's neat. Look at that. It says Bud. Look at it. It's got a service station on it, a marathon service station on there. That's neat. Never seen like one like that before. Wow. It's on the other side. There he is. See, they got a picture of him on there. Donald G. Sr. April 19th, 1937. Barbara. I think he's still alive, possibly. His wife died in 2010. See, they don't have his death date. Oh, look at the lighthouse in there too. Wow, that's cool. Catch up the alley and then they're way up there. They're still looking for the grave, but some of these, look at this. This one got a lighthouse. That is so neat. I like some of these unusual gravestones. Look at this. Angel. And the lighthouse. Carrie Ann Thomas. May 18th, 1967. Now that's neat. I like that. This gravestone. Rogers. Look at the woman up there holding the pot. Kind of creepy and pretty at the same time. You see all the moss on her. Wow, look at the size of this mushroom. It's growing around this grave here for Annette White. Holy cow, that's huge. It's definitely hard to find one gravestone out of so many. I mean, so we're looking for something that's got like a pot like this. And it's supposed to have Creamofwheat symbol on it. You know. So guys, look at this. This is very unusual. It's like a mausoleum, but it's underground. See how there's a hill right there? And it looks like there was a door there, maybe a steel door, but somebody broke into it. 1889. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Can't really see in there.
Well, it's not very sturdy either.
Yeah, like maybe there was a steel door or something there. This is weird. Oh, look at the bee's nest up in there. Wow. That is very unusual. We'll try something here. I don't know if we can see it there. I'll have to look at it afterwards. This is the first time I've seen a mausoleum thing like this. It's just, you know, kind of cool how they made that. Obviously it was probably cement down in there. They just covered it over with dirt. That's something else. Some of these real old gravestones here. You can see that it's got the old style shape. Albert D. Tiller deed. 1863 he died. Mother Elizabeth R., wife of A. Tyler. And she died in 18. Oh, I can't really read that too much. Is it 1893? This one is so old I barely can even read it. There's a Joy and Peace. Oh, I can't really read the name. Maybe Benjamin. Can't read the date at all. All that moss on there. Some of these are so old you can't even really read them. You know, they're worn down so much. This one's not too bad. Died in 1885. Wife of A. Blackmore. I just noticed this here. Check this one out. This big tombstone here. Can't read it, it's so worn. But there's a marker here. Elijah Woodworth, Leslie's first settler, 1792 to 1886. The following is a copy of the gravestone of Elijah Woodworth. So what it said here is up there now. Elijah Woodworth, his headstone as follows: in memory of Elijah Woodworth, born in 1792, who now resides in the spirit life, a real person being in progression, eternally served in the War of 1812, a sectarian minister and atheist lecturer up to 1852, first resident of Leslie, Michigan, Lincoln County, a surveyor and Thompson director, the first internal lecturer in the field of modern spiritualism, and controlled to write ancient language in the form of hieroglyphics, characters, a modern seer and sage, and natural and spiritual citizens, civilization, whose sunlight shall never close, the vilely persecuted by bigots, although living in temperance and good morally, who filled a mortal body with a virtuous health and memory, nearly 1 century, traveling in 7 states in the Union. Wow. I'll have to look up a picture of him and post that. That's cool. The first resident of Leslie, Michigan. We're on the right track now because the guy that's mowing the lawns here, he showed us where it's at, so we're on the right track now. Alright guys, here we are. We found him. Right here. Right there is the inventor of Creamofwheat. FrankLWhite died February 15th, 1938. And you see right there is a picture of FrankLWhite. He was an African American chef that created Creamofwheat.
Here lies FrankLWhite. He was born in 1867. Was a professional chef, best known as the model for the fictional breakfast chef, often identified as Rastus. Still featured on the boxes of the advertising for the Creamofwheat breakfast cereal. A native of Barbados, he immigrated to the U.S. in 1875, where he became a citizen in 1890. He was working as a master chef at a Chicago restaurant at the time of his photograph for the cereal box in 1900. White lived in Leslie, Michigan in his last decades, dying of age 70 in 1938.
Alright fellow travelers, that's going to be about it for this little tour around Woodland Cemetery to find the grave of FrankLWhite, the guy that created Creamofwheat. So every time you think of, eating cream of wheat, think he started here in Michigan. It was great finding some historical person like this. Unfortunately, hopefully it doesn't happen with all this race stuff going on. They're talking about taking this picture off the box. I hope they don't do it. Just like with the Mrs. Butterworth and all that. They're talking about taking that stuff away because they don't want to be affiliated with, all that race stuff. It's sad, but hopefully, they keep his picture on there and honor this guy because he's the one who created it. And he was African American. So why take his picture away? Who knows? I'm not going to get political about it. But, so, I'm going to end this video now. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Share me out on all social media. Tell your friends, tell your family about me. So I can grow my channel and continue finding things like this. And also check out Allie and Michigander man. He's out filming somewhere. We're all filming their other stuff, so check them out. I'll put the links down to them in my description thing. So until next time, my fellow travelers, I'll see you around the mitten.
Creamofwheat is so good to eat. We have it every day. Creamofwheat is so good to eat.